Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. I want to start off Harley and Nina. This is one of those very, very, very rare moments where I can't believe I'm actually saying this. I sided with Nina over Carly, over Carly's delusional ass. Okay? Carly was going, I guess, in the back of the kitchen to get the cake, and she dropped the phone. And she, Nina picked it up and she, like, snatched it from her hands. I was like, all right, boo, she could just leave it on the ground and your dumbass could sit there and pick it up. How about that? And, they get to talking or whatever. And, Nina's like, you do realize that you're not supposed to be back there, right? Like, that's only for staff. And since, you don't work here anymore, you want to sit there and tell me what that was about? And of course, Carly's all like, well, your partner said I can go back there so I can do anything that I want. I'm like, what are you, 12 years old? Like, really? And there was one point where she was sitting there talking about her half the, she actually said her half the hotel. And I'm like, Carly, you stupid, delusional ass chick. You actually said, I mean, I get it. She's been running this hotel for a while, and maybe old habits die hard. But the fact of the matter is, when Nina, here's, I can't believe I'm actually even sitting there saying this. When Nina was like, I get it, we're not going to sit there and be civil, whatever, and you're always going to, like, spit your venom to me, all the time. But this time, you're not going to have to be doing it, you're not going to be looking down at me doing that. You're going to be looking up. I'm like, Carly, this woman just handed you your ass. You need to just walk away. Okay? I never thought the moment, okay, the day that I actually did my review, and I was so angry at Nina. I don't even know if I should even suggest watching my first video because there's a lot of cursing. The screen is very dark. I was livid with Nina, and I never thought that I would actually say that not only did Nina hand Carly her ass in that combo, but I was with it. I was with it. I enjoyed it. And I'm probably going to sit there and rewatch it later on. So that just happened. Now, of course, Nina kind of got carried away talking about, oh, it's not going to be good for the kids and Donna and stuff like that. I was like, Nina, you already won. Let it go. Let it go. Do not start talking about somebody else's kids. Never put somebody else's kids in your, their name shouldn't be coming out of your mouth. And of course, he said something about Willow replacing Nell, and I was like, all right, Nina, you know what? I'm gonna give you your props today. I'm gonna ignore all the BS that's coming out your mouth because it is quite a lot. But Carly needed that. Okay, Carly needed to be humble. So she went back to the party, and Olivia was like, oh, did you sit there and see them in date night or whatever? How could you not be upset about that? I was like, Olivia, what do you want her to do? You want her to sit there and act all screaming and raging and being all upset? What do you want her to do, dumbass? I don't understand. What do you want her to do? And she started talking about Drew. And at that point, I was like, Olivia, can't you just go somewhere else? Just find something else to do. I don't care what it is. Don't you have half of a hotel to sit there and run and half of a hotel to sit there and sabotage? Since that's clearly what she is doing with Nina. And I'm just looking at that whole thing and I'm like, bro, all you're doing is making more work for yourself. Okay, sure. If that's how you want to sit there and play it, you want to sit there and be some 45-year-old woman that's want to act like a 12-year-old little girl, you go right ahead. Just please. Like, Carly got it, you can get it too. I'm just saying. I don't even know what to say about Willow at this point. I really don't. I really, 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 really don't. And, I'm not going to act like the usual dick that I normally am when it comes towards Willow and just not telling Michael the truth because I understand that she is dealing with something that, as a man, I'm never going to understand. And I get that that's a lot. And this is the reason why she was going to tell Willow. I mean, she was going to sit there and tell Michael, but then the surprise party happened and she left and, she needed a minute to sit there and talk because she's going through a lot. But, at this point, it's not just her. Like, yeah, it's like it's her and it's her body and everything like that. But, like, you're growing a child. Like, it's not just your child, it's his child as well, and he also loves you. And it's gotten to a point where it's like now she's sitting there telling TJ, oh, well, now I'm going to sit there and wait until, what, after talking to Terry and Britt again and after the party. And I'm just like, after what? After when? After when? After when? After when? Willow, when? Why are we doing this for? Because it's getting to a point where it's like now they're just starting to drag things out. I mean, granted, they've been dragging things out for, well, I don't even want to get into that, but it's not even just the dragging part out that just bothers me. That bothers me, but I'm like, what do you know what I'm saying? Like, you have a son, you have another child on the way, and you're still just going to sit there. And I knew she was going to do that today. I did. I'm like, the stuff that she's going through, the options that she is going through, this is something that she really needs to sit there and talk to Michael about. And then not so much as an approval, but just to sit there and keep him in the loop and being like, they could sit there and talk this out. But instead, it just seems like she's going to start just making some unilateral choices by herself. And then Michael's just going to be the last person to know, with another child in the way, that we don't know what's going to go on. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I thought of the Willow and TJ scene. Um, Carly is still holding on to that secret. And, when it comes out, and it will come out. Oh, I hope that Michael gives some of that energy that he's giving Michael, to Sonny, that he does Carly. That is what I'm waiting for. So you see Dex being thrown into Sonny's office. Sonny's like, you lied to me, I looked you up. And he talks about how, he got, well, discharged from the military for, attacking his superior officer. And I'm like, okay, so this is a story they're going to cook up. I want to hear this one. Michael couldn't come up. It's like Michael came up with the perfect cover story for him. His leader had a wife and kids that he was not there hitting and hurting and stuff like that. And, Dax was like, I came from a broken home and, I couldn't do anything then. And I'm just like, oh man, you're just pulling on Sonny's heartstrings, aren't you? You just, and all the right ones too. It was almost as though like it was a setup or something. I mean, like the story was just so perfect. And Sonny in his history. So it worked out perfectly. Sonny's like, well, you still lied to me, but I'm going to have to sit there and just, really give it some thought. And I'm like, yeah, Sonny, we all know where this is going, but sure. But to save face, you you tell him that you're gonna give him time. Meanwhile, he's probably Smith there planning all the stuff that he wants Dex to do. I mean, Michael Michael's really sitting there putting the screws in his dad. It's a shame for such a perfect strategist. And yet, when it came to those whole, Ned thing, where was that genius mind then? It's kind of convenient, right? Oh, wait, it's the plot. Never mind. Spencer does not sit there and tell Trina, that he knew the whole time and he was working on the inside to sit there and take Esme down. He started off with this long, drawn out speech. Then the family came in. Well, no. Yeah. Then the family came in and it was like, no, 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 no. You go, I got this. So I'm like, okay, cool. So Spencer, you're gonna sit there and tell the truth? Then Rory comes in. I'm like, of course you're not. Of course you're not. So between that, telling Josh and Cam that, once he saw Rory and Trina kissing, he was like, I'm not gonna sit there and ruin her happiness. Because he felt like he caused her enough pain. He's like, I'm not doing this to her. I'm not gonna get her all confused. He's going to jail for 3 months. He's not gonna put that on her. And like, so after your drawn out conversation that went nowhere, and you saw them kissing, oh no, I'm not gonna sit there and say anything. Okay, sure, whatever. So, he tells, Cam and Jocelyn not to say anything. Jocelyn walks away, and I'm like, that's very adult of you, Joss. So now she's at the party, hugging Trina and everything like that, and most likely she's not going to say anything. And I'm just like, remember when you sat there and you started going in on Cam for not telling you the truth? And blah, 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 and how I'm right and you're wrong, and I'm Joss and I'm privileged. Yeah, you remember that? It wasn't even that long ago, too. It wasn't even that long ago. When I heard that sanctimonious um, lecture that she was there giving Cam. Even though she understood, she still felt the need to sit there and give it to him. And now she's in that exact same position, looking like a dumbass. Um, Man, I love when things come full circle. So you see, after that, you see Cam and Spencer just, he's walking them out, the courtroom or whatever. And I don't know. I like their friendship that they have. I mean, I know that they're family and they're cousins and everything like that, but I do genuinely like their friendship. Cam just being there for Spencer and knowing that he's hurting and he's trying to do the right thing. I genuinely like that scene. Now Ava overhears that Jordan is at Windermere. So, she heads over there. Meanwhile, Jordan's like, yo, I got a warrant. So I'm searching this whole thing. Top to bottom. Leave no stone unturned. Of course, that's literally what she does. But, she goes in there, just searching and everything like that. They're able to get the her travel bag outside the terrace. But at some point, I'm like, well, they're gonna eventually go out there, right? Like, the hell are they doing? Like, how many rooms is in this damn mansion? But anyway, they're going through. Jordan's not there asking a bunch of questions, Nicholas, and eventually Ava gets there about Esme. And just when she's about to probably go outside, she gets an alert. Apparently, Esme posted about the trial on My Face. Hey, remember at one point they called it My Face and then they called it MySpace and then apparently they went back to My Face? I gotta sit there and look up if even MySpace still a thing. So yeah, she, apparently posted something on social medias and they're saying she was outraged and the message came from France. So Jordan leaves And, Ava's not there talking about the post, and Victor comes in there. And Victor's like, yeah, I knew the whole time. I'm the person that, was able, well, he was like, he knew somebody in France or whatever that was able to sit there and post the message. But he was like, listen, this is a temporary fix. Yeah. So, at this point, Victor's like, yo, listen, you got to burn the evidence. You got to be a united front because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. So, whether you like it or not, regardless of what Nicholas did, for the sake of you, not going to jail, you should probably sit there and kind of, you know, start acting right. And, I mean, it's Ava, so of course she's going to give a little pushback. I'm like, well, you better be there when it counts. Because both of y'all just want to go into jail. How all three of y'all can want to go into jail. Thanks, Uncle Vic. Yeah, you can think about something that they're, getting in line. Hmm. Anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't really think of anything else, that was like really pertinent to this episode. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you can, please share this video. That really also does help. Um, we have 1,000 something subscribers. Let's try to push it up to 5,000. Let's try to do that. But I want to thank everyone for just getting me here so far. So my gratitude and appreciation is just endless. But yeah, if anyone can sit there and share this video, it really would be nice and it really would help. And with that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see everyone in the next video.